One thing some students have a problem with is understanding the purpose of the art working folder. So in this short video, I'm going to show you what the art working folder is for, giving you an example. In this assignment, my task is to take this farmer 2, select him, and drop him into this scene right here. And when I have a source file like this, notice I've got to make the selection. And the idea is once I spend the time making the selection, I don't want to have to go back and make the selection again if I ever need to reuse this image. I could be reusing it in a different assignment, or I could make some sort of big mistake and have to go back and grab this guy again. Either case, I don't want to have to take the time and do all of that selection process. So once I finish the selection and creating the mask, I save this file into my working folder, my art working folder, so that I could reuse it anytime without having to go through the selection process again. So I'm going to do just a quick selection here of this guy. And I could actually have done select subject, and it would have been a little bit faster, but I'm committed now, so let's just finish this out. Then I'm going to go into the select and mask mode, take a look, smooth it up a little bit, give it just a slight bit of feather. That's looking good. I'm going to grab the refine edge brush tool, make it a little bit bigger, and just come over here and get some of the wispy hair on his head. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to come back down here, output to a layer mask, hit OK. Now I've got this guy just like I want him. Oh, I noticed that there's a hole right there in the buckle. Can you see that? I'm going to quickly change that. I'm not even going to go back into the layer mask mode or the select and mask mode. I'm just going to grab the paintbrush, make sure I'm painting with white, and I'm going to click here being on the layer mask, and I'm going to paint with white on the layer mask. Notice that got rid of those black pixels, which hide the pixels here. And so this guy is ready to go. I have this layer here. Now this is the setup where I want to save it. So right now, before I do anything else, I have the mask that I want, the guy out of the mask, the background I should say, he's out of the background. So I don't ever want to have to do this again. So I'm just going to File, Save As. I'm not going to make a smart object or anything else like that. And I'm going to go to my main folder, and I don't have an art working folder here yet, so I'm going to new folder, name it art working. Now I've got the art working folder, and I'm going to add farmer 2 dash mask. So that lets me know I got the farmer 2 and I've created the mask. It's a PSD file, it's a Photoshop file with the layers. So when I save it into this art working folder, it's going to be there for the future. Anytime I need it, I can go back and grab it. That's why we put these in the art working folder. There's no reason to put any other files in the art working folder that you haven't created a mask or done a lot of work on. And these shouldn't be multi-layered files where you're doing some composite work. Primarily, this is just for masking, so you don't have to go back and do the masks again. So I'm going to save this, and then once I've saved this, now I can grab this, hover over the tab, drop this guy down in the middle, and it's at this point in this image where I make the convert it to smart object. Now I've converted it to smart object. Notice that mask goes away. That's okay. If I ever need to edit the mask, I can just double click on this smart object. It opens this guy as a separate layer PSB file. There's the mask. I can create, I should say I can edit the mask. And whatever I do here, I'll do something for you just so that you can see what I'm talking about. Whatever I do here is going to be reflected. Oops, I didn't want to erase. I want brush tool. Oh, because I'm on the mask. I want to paint with black. So there it is. I'm going to give this guy a goofy mustache. There we go. Now I've edited this smart object. I'm in this sort of smart object editing mode. It's a PSB file. Once I'm done with that, I save it, and then I can close it, and what it does is it puts it into this smart object. There he is, see? So now this is a smart object. I can Command T, free transform, put him anywhere I want, and there he is, and maybe that's what I want. Now, if for any reason this thing blew up, I lost this file, or something happened to this guy that I couldn't get him back even though he's a smart object, like I made that mustache, and let's say the client says, hey, I don't like the mustache, can you take it out? Well, I can't take it out anymore, right? So if I had to go back and redo the whole thing, that would just take me so much time. In this case, I don't. All I have to do is go back into my art working folder, grab that file that I saved with the mask, and drag and drop it and use it again. So I hope that's clear for you, and I hope that you have a lot of fun, a lot of enjoyment in doing this assignment.